Hello again. Apparently, I am live. It's gonna be quick because I have work tomorrow. So just watch, not watching them, but um, going to the refresh page for today, and then the videos for the chase, and seems to be a lot with Josh Jordan talking about Ben and Ashley, and I don't know. I don't understand why people are just out to. Hi, NFJ, you're right. It's good to see you or read you. Just talking about Josh and why he insists on just having a go at people instead of, I don't know, instead of just trying to understand what was going on in the chase. I can't get past the fact that there's that many people in there and some people may be doing whatever they're supposed to be doing, but it seems a bit excessive, that many videos just trying to put down people doesn't make sense to me. And I'm thinking, I hear people talk about the epic ending, the fun ending, prank ending, the Hollywwod ending. Hi, Luck, you okay? But I don't hear anybody saying historical or maiden or stuff like that. It's beyond belief that people think that Forrest spent the time that he spent to sully his own name or his family's name or however you want to look at it. That makes no sense at all. Absolutely none. You would spend that much time and then put something out there for everyone to just take it all back and just be this. I don't know how they see him, but to call him a fraud and, not just Forrest, but obviously Forrest got the brunt of it, even though he did say think nice thoughts. Starting to say Shiloh's, well, Josh uses some crazy words. Absolutely, that makes sense to me. Hi, Paul. Yes, you are, Paul. Or world changing, yes. Just absolutely, sometimes I want to swear. I really do. Because it's beyond comprehension that people who never listen to Forrest, and again, it's hard to know whether it's just acting or whether people really are as bad as they are portraying. Just, Dave, man from the East, anybody, all these people that have souls. Forrest made a statement, get the hell out of there. Dave, why'd you have to get the hell out of there? Because your parking ticket has expired after 10 minutes, because that's all it will take to go to the chest, pick it up and go. Why do you have to get the hell out of there? Why did Forrest make that statement? And how does that relate to your soul? Why do you have to get the hell out of there? Makes no sense. Anybody's soul that doesn't take that into consideration. Apart from, in water, not underwater, and all those other things, chest is wet. And then they say Forrest is fraud. And they say Shiloh's, chip off the old block and stuff like that. And it's like, but you're not even listening to what you're saying. And you haven't heard a word that Forrest said. Otherwise, you wouldn't expect yourself to be correct. And whilst I can't say it's wrong, because I'm not Forrest, I can say that statement that Forrest made, which is a true statement, in my opinion, otherwise Forrest would never have made it, has nothing to do with that soul. Or most of the souls that I've heard. That they don't have to get the hell out of there. But Terry Scant with Marvel gaze. What does that mean? And yet, they'd have us believe that he would have us believe that the chest is at the side of a car park, that once you find it, you have to get out of there. He probably could make the argument that, well, if somebody saw him, they might take the treasure off him. But what? It's so flimsy. And you're expecting Forrest to be hiding that chest while he says he was lucky there was no one there, but while nobody was there. It's a crazy thought. Crazy. Good to read your 5-leaf. Yeah, same for your solve. Do you have to get the hell out of there? Everything that Forrest said, in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, is aimed towards somebody understanding it and realizing the importance of each statement and how that affects the ability to solve the information in the poem and how it relates to the different aspects of the chase. So whilst people say fraud, I say, Forrest said it's antagonistic to freedom to make plans, but this is a plan. This is something that comes together because of the chaos. And you wait for the embroidery, and you wait for it to be historical, and you wait for it to be first time, and you wait for it to be all of the things that nobody talks about. And much, much more than a chest. Not just a chest of gold, a chest of jewels and diamonds and, emeralds and pearls and all those sapphires, the things that Forrest said were there, and you understand the reason for the mirror. And, if you see a piece, if you see a piece of you, if you don't see yourself, then you deserve another turn. Those statements made to, hi, Tigger, how you doing? You're always driving. You must own a taxi. Just be careful what you're doing. And don't go overtaking on the inside. The chase for me, at this point in time, going back to when it was found, hurts to see some of the videos. Now, when I first started to do the videos, thanks to Paul and Brick Chaser, because I thought I had information that stopped people saying the things I was saying, especially after Forrest said, think nice thoughts. And 3 years later, people are still saying bad things and not accepting the fact that this was more than just a chest and more than just that chest of gold that was at Heritage and was for everyone. Now, I know, part of it, people may say part of it was, well, for Forrest himself, he wanted to do this for himself. But even if he did, even if Forrest wanted to do it for himself, he gave everybody the biggest opportunity that they will ever get in their lives. And Pandora's box, while it was open, had a muse called Hope in it. And we should keep hope alive. And Forrest has done that for everybody. And yet there are some people that can't see it or don't want to see it. Not because they don't want to see the hope, but they don't want to share that hope with everybody. That hope belongs to them. It was their hope, it was their desire, and they want that for themselves and not for everyone. Well, that's moved quicker. Now you're giving yourself away when you say Finn. Yeah. You had to understand the poem. Okay, 5-leaf. Not too much different than what Josh is saying, but So the rainbow, or the end of the rainbow, you know I'm all about the word. So there is so much to that statement, end of the rainbow, that people don't realise. Absolutely don't realise. And when they do, if it's all known and everything comes out, they are going to be shocked. I was talking to yesterday. Oh, I don't know. These days all blur because you're behind, he's in front. I'm in the middle, and it's hard to know whether I'm speaking tomorrow or speaking today or speaking yesterday. I'm using the microphone. Okay. Oh, never regret speaking. Okay. Well, part of that's right. The cryptography. So part of what you were saying is correct. Maybe. But I am of the opinion there is no fraud. There is only a desire to make it happen. And whilst that desire to make it happen looks how does it look? It does look complicated where it should be simple. If it was the end, but it's not the end. The end started the chase. Is that right? The end. So the end started the countdown using chaos to help. And obtain. So some people do things by halves. And some people don't. So if you could do it by halves, that could make it better than doing it in one, foul swoop. So we're waiting for those things to be done correctly, which is what Forrest said, you need a correct self. So it has to be done correctly. And while it looks like it's being done falsely or fraudulently, it's not. It's just being done correctly. So people, my first emails to, not my first, but when I emailed Forrest, I was never sure. Well, I say never sure. When I first started emailing, I wasn't sure who was who. Now, even if Major Forrest Burke Fenn is exactly that person that we saw, my interpretation of the poem is he had to go when the chest was found. So I believe that, as Forrest said, he would plan his own departure. Now, part of me wants to believe it because I wanted to meet Forrest. And part of me wants to believe it because I don't think Forrest is a liar. Now, again, I'll say what I said before. I said to Forrest, if you say you can live to be 125, then I believe you can. So, say that. And then at some point, I might get a chance to meet you. I didn't say it in those words, but that's exactly what I meant. Forrest is a can-do. If he thinks he can do it, he'll do it. And more often than not, he thinks he can, so he will. Hey, Richard. Wow. Good to see you. Or read you. It's been a while. I hope you're well, my friend. What if it's already happened? More specific, if it's already happened. So the end of the chase, the historical event, the whatever. Something has to take place. Something ends the chase. And that takes a whole lot of planning and a whole lot of working out. And if people know beforehand, maybe it's not good. So, as I've tried to say before, if you plan a surprise party, you don't want nobody to know. And at some point, it may look nefarious, it may look bad, caught on the phone, talking to, another lady, all sorts of things could look really bad and may get you in trouble and not in good books. But you're doing it for all the best reasons. You're trying to make this surprise party happen for the person that you want to please, or the people that you want to please. So happened was the start of the chase, or before the chase, and then maybe it grew. Yeah, that's my feeling, INFJ. He had to go so he can show up again. Now, the reason I'm apprehensive about saying that is because I don't want to. I believe it myself. 100% I believe it myself. I believe in the poem and I believe that that's the case, but I don't want to give people false hope. So I don't want to let people believe something that, they either don't want to or don't want to believe. Right, so 5, I don't understand why people still believe in the chest as the goal. If your soul was for that chest, I don't see how you can still believe in that, knowing and having all the information that we have, the supposedly fraudulent information that we have, which basically helps understand that there is more than the chest. So if there's more than the chest, that means it's not fraud. It just means that it has to happen this way.